Hello gamers, and welcome to this extra video on the extra channel with a secondary review for you today. It's on the DZT-159, a tank that you can get in the loot boxes as well. Is it worth it? Is it fun to play? We'll find out in the video right away. Let's start with first things first. This is a rocket boosting tier 9 medium. When you are in rocket mode, you can go up to 68 kilometers per hour. Do remember that it's a short rocket boost. It doesn't last for a very long time. The boosted duration is 5 seconds. It's not a very long time whatsoever, but it does have a real kick to it, of course. With this turbo, that also means that a turbo will boost the rocket mode, which is therefore a pretty big gain to have a turbo on this tank, but it is still a medium with 440 alpha. It's a very interesting tank. It has crazy turning speed, really weird on some regards because it feels like a heavy, but it is a medium. Now, it's again not gonna have the greatest of everything because you have to compensate for the rockets, and I will say already that I don't know if 7 rockets are enough for this. As 7 rockets, honestly, I feel like it would be better to have a little bit more because you're going to be using, and you're going to see it as well in the footage, you're going to be using a lot of these rockets to get into position to begin with, which is a little bit like, you don't have much left for mid-game and end-game scenarios, to be honest. But, you know, that is it about the rocket boosters and mainly looking at the statistics. This, of course, I have to point out already, this tank will be buffed from looking at now. All of the gun handling aspects will be buffed, and you'll see in the video as well. It can deserve that because the gun handling is really atrocious for a medium tank, especially because I was also playing it with stabs. Looking at the armor model, however, this is an interesting one. So when we play hold on with this tank, it actually has a very, very strong turret. Upper plate, not the greatest, but turret wise, it's about 330, 340 effective when in hold on, and about 320 when on flat ground. Now, that is pretty good against most guns that you're going to meet in World of Tanks. The only one that you're going to struggle with is high pen tank destroyers or super high pen like E5. But all in all, when playing this hold on, this tank will perform, especially because the cupolas are very far back, as you can see. Alrighty boys, let's see what we can do with the DZT-159. I'm actually going to use these rockets to my advantage in the beginning of the battle to actually get into a pretty early and aggressive position. And these rockets are really interesting because they're really short boosts, but they do have like quite a kick to it. Like they add a lot of horsepower to the tank. You see how quickly I'm just boosting up to like 70 kilometers per hour. But I will say, if this is the type of tank that they want you to play that way, I don't know if 7 boosts is enough. And I do want to note that when you're watching this tank will be buffed on basically all of the gun parameters, as reload, handling, turret reverse, etc. You name it, it's getting buffed on it. So that is something that you have to keep in mind when playing it. So I wanted to give you the review already in this case, because with the Sabaton, which if you want to support, you can always hit us with a prime and add some time. I don't have that much time to make multiple videos on the same tank, you know. I'll still provide you with YouTube content, but it will just be a little bit harder. But I will try my best. I mean, the Progetto is definitely feeling my 440 alpha. And you gotta remember that this tank is a medium. Wargaming recently have had the great idea to make mediums like heavies. Because every medium now, like Felice was already here, like this has 440 alpha. So, you know, it's a bit weird. Although the gun's better than Felice, but it kind of feels like a heavy at the same time. But maybe that's because the only rocket tanks that I'm used to is the BZ-75. And now you just want to use these rockets, but you cannot. But you really want to use them though, so that's a bit of a downside here for me. I'm aiming at the TD. Hit that shot as well. Gun behaving very nicely right now, but you can see how big the bloom is, and that is with stabs, to be honest. I think turbo is mandatory on these type of tanks, and the reason why is very simple. Turbo also works in rocket mode, so it also boosts your maximum speed when you're boosting. So having it is pretty important on a tank like this that has rockets. So taking that into account, I mean, it is working. It's not a terrible feeling, but just like with the other BZs, I don't like tanks like this that have just really bad gun handling. Even though it will be buffed, it still will not be like pretty good. Like, it's really hard for me to like tanks that have this kind of gun handling. But unlike the BZ-75, at least it doesn't have 15 cupolas, right? So keeping that into account. I'm gonna push up here. We're gonna hit this on the move. Okay, we're not gonna hit that on the move. I was over eager. But yeah, 2.3k damage. I mean, it's a tier 9. We're hoping for 4k. 4k would be amazing, to be honest. Ras gets spotted out. Give him 449 to the face, and it doesn't feel like a 440 alpha gun. Like, it doesn't sound like it. If that makes sense. But like when I'm playing this, it doesn't really give me the feeling like, oh my god, I'm really hitting them for 400. So that part is pretty weird to me. I'm gonna blast this Batch 12T with HE. The HE has 68 pen, not great. The heat is 310, and you know, 340 is the sweet spot, right? We've talked about that before. The 340 is the sweet spot. 320 is what most things get now. 310 is a bit annoying at some points. I mean, it's very playable, but it's just a recent trend from Wargaming side to no longer add tanks with a heat pen above a certain value by the looks of things. So we get the kill there. All in all, pretty good. 4k out of this. Probably went a little bit too aggressive. I cannot spot the Grom, so I'm not even going to try to challenge that. Gonna shoot the Bulldog though if he goes high. He might, but probably not since he got shot for doing so. I don't really want to repeak right now into anything because, well, let's be real, it's probably not a good idea. Maybe I could spot the Grom though. Ooh, I just spot the Grom. You know what that means? Bam! 467. The gun sound is really... well, the gun sound is turning me off, to be honest. Like, it doesn't sound like a powerful gun. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make me feel like I'm hitting them for nearly 500. I don't know if, like, I'm the only one that feels that way, but it's just, like... It doesn't sound powerful enough. Like, I don't feel like it's packing a punch it, even though it is packing a punch. I mean, 5k out of this, pretty good. Pretty good result. I'm almost tempted to commit my last booster. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work out, it's fine, guys. I'm just trying to use my last booster here to maximize my damage, my last 2 boosters. Because the STI is sitting there. I'm not gonna be able to challenge the Grom either way. But what I can challenge is my man over here. The STI, to get a little bit more damage out. Even peek him from relative safety. I mean, it's a stuck STI as well. Give the shot 471. He has the 390 alpha gun, so that'll be pretty good for us. He didn't back off. Poor stock boy. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting tank. I kind of like this rocket design that they've done on this, but I feel like 7 is not enough. For short bursts, where people are going to waste a lot of their rockets in the beginning as well, again, I don't know if you agree with me. Let me know in the comments down below. But I feel like 7 is going to be... you're going to use like 4 or 5 on a lot of maps to even just get into early position, which is, let's be real, one of the things where the rest of stats usually suck on tanks like this is because it does get that rocket, right? So if the rockets only get you into position and then maybe you have one for a later rotation, it's not that great. I would have given this like 9 boosters, I think, and just called it a day. I think 9 would have been like the ideal amount for how short of a burst they are, because they're not really like that impactful. But 6.6, I mean, a really good game out of this, to be honest. The gun working wonders, but this is a tank that will need to be played with stabs and turbo, because, well, it's just the way it is. I don't change. I cannot change the way that that things are, right? So taking that into account, it is what it is. First good battle though. Looking at it, we get 6.6k damage, top of the board as well, and credits 114, which is 90k from a mission. So 20k profit, shooting mainly heat with no personal booster and no clan booster, of course. Alright, let's see what we can do on Ghost Town. Ghost Town Defense, a mode I quite like. I might actually try the HP rammer setup here, just to see how it's going to play out. This might be a bad experiment, but it also might be pretty good, to be honest. It kind of depends a little bit to how it's going to play out. I'm not always able to tell the future, but from what we've seen before, playing this tank without stabs is probably not the best thing in the world. So I'm trying to take that into account when I'm playing here, right? That this might be rough without stabs, but the reason why I'm doing it is, 1, I want to test it. 2, I'm a hardening whore, and 3, I find myself on this map taking a lot of close range fights where, you know, having a stab is not the world's most important thing. Somebody always crosses, guys. That's the lesson of today. Somebody always crosses. You just have to wait for it. But somebody always crosses. Maybe not immediately. Somebody always crosses. There's always one. Except for when there isn't, and there's a try for tour. See if I can reverse side script this. I'm not sure what the try is doing. They're looking this way, aren't they? Yeah, they are. And WE75. And as I said, guys, what did I say? What did I say about somebody always crosses, guys? Somebody always crosses. You just have to be ready for it and waiting. But this guy might back off a little bit. We gotta be careful here for the 60p. As you can see, he's also there. So, trying not to get blasted by him. We have to peek too much to get a shot, but he peeks into us, which gives us the advantage, of course. And another shot. And this feels really weird again. Like, I really feel like I'm playing a heavy. This is very reminiscent of when I was playing the Felice. The Felice actually gave me similar vibes, if you remember. If some of you watched the Felice video, where I'm like, this feels really weird because it feels like I'm playing a heavy, but I'm playing a medium tank. And I kind of have the same feeling right now on this one. Which, I don't know if like it's a good or a bad thing just yet. I'm going to use my booster here, and this is like, of course, the power of the booster. Getting across a dangerous gap in a small amount of time. Okay, I need to find somebody that I can actually shoot properly. So the E75 is the one. I could go shoot the Badger now. I'm actually going to use a booster as well. Believe it or not, but at this point, I'm probably not going to end up using all my boosters anyways. So I may as well use them to get a few shots in this position. Trading it out, not the greatest thing. Not sure what the Badger penned outside of the flat turret. That's a possibility apparently. Good to know. I'll be careful with the tanks behind. I would love to peek the E75 without taking a shot of damage. I mean, I did peek him. I did give him a shot. I only failed in one department, which was not receiving a shot of damage. He rocked backwards, that's where we bounced. They have still a lot of tanks remaining though that I'm going to be able to shoot at. I could really do with killing the E75 though. With somebody killing the E75. That is an amazing shot. Jesus, I really was convinced I was going to miss. Between you and me. Luckily he's not aiming this way, so we give him a shot as well. Nice 454 to the face. One more shot for 4k. I don't know, like, if I really enjoy playing this thing too much. Like, it's so weird. I don't know. I really feel like I'm playing a heavy. And I don't know if this is a good feeling right now. I really didn't think he was just gonna cross that like this. I'm honest with you. I don't think anybody really expected this kind of crossing. And thank God that this gun is getting buffed a little bit more, because you can see just how bad the bloom is. But of course this is without stabs, but even with stabs it was not really an enjoyable experience, if you remember. So, I mean, I have another good game, but just because I'm having a good game, guys, doesn't mean that I really like the tank. Those two things are not related. You can have plenty of good games on tanks you don't like either. And don't like playing. I mean, this is like this without stabs experiment is definitely not repeatable. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I hit everything because, you know, CCRNG, but this is not something that I would repeat ever on this tank. It has to be played turbo stabs forever, just like you would play the tier 10 BC heavy. Simply because it just needs that little bit of gun handling, because otherwise it's not playable. But outside of that, pretty good result though, nonetheless. I mean, looking at it, we get another really nice battle. 5.3, top of the board. Again, a little bit of profit, shooting mainly heat. No personal booster, no clan booster, plays into it. Alright, let's get into it and see what our final battle on this tank is going to be able to bring us, actually. Can we get another good game, then make up our final conclusion on this medium, quote-unquote. Right, medium. Interesting medium. But yeah. We're going to boost towards position. We're not really going to get a shot on something crossing anyways, more likely than not. You gotta be careful with boosters, of course. They may end up putting you in a bad scenario where you don't want to be, but Like, look how early I get here compared to everybody else. Even the MO3 who is like... was really wanting to go, but because I got here so early, I think I stopped him from actually committing. Like, he wanted to, saw me, and he's like, do I really want to, after all? Give a nice shot to the Cobra as well. MO3 could still cross, but by now, I mean, we already got 2 shots of damage, so that is pretty good. MO3 is still crossing. The Cobra gets a shot. He actually hits one of the cupolas. I think he has one more. But so far I'm okay with this trade. I'll finish this guy. I won't roll though. But I get 1.7. I mean, I'm pretty happy. And ooh, this is the first time I've actually seen this random event. I haven't gotten this map in a while. Get another shot. Let's see what actually happens. It seems to take a long time for this random event to actually kick in. There seems to be 2 aspects of it as well. A little square there on the other part. Yes, that's a lot of bombs. That's a lot of damage as well, actually. So what does this do? Is this kind of like Runeberg-esque? It opens up avenues in the... Oh my god, it does. That's kind of cool. I like it. I mean, I haven't driven into it yet, but like on first sight, I kind of like it because it adds a lot of playable area. I'm always going to be in favor of events that add playable area. Unless I now get blasted by the new playable area and it counters my position completely. Which is looking like it might, actually. I hate the event. If the Felice plays it well, I think he just counters this altogether. Oh my god, he does. Hope he gets repushed. Artillery? Yeah, buddy. You have to wake up earlier for that. We get shot against the Skoda. 3.3. The Felice is getting repushed now as well. Another random event? Jesus. More random events than randoms in this battle. Seems to take quite a while as well for that one to kick in. Get a good shot against the AMX CDA. And yeah, this tank will just be one that works on close range. But it's really not your typical medium, to be honest. Let's be real about that. I think we can both agree that this is, again, by feeling wise, more towards the heavy department than the medium department. That missed, I think, that's for the explosion. The MO3 is coming behind us. He wants to try and get the shot. If he gets the shot, he dies. If he doesn't get the shot, well, guess what? He also dies. Either scenario, he's dead. Like I said, either scenario, he's dead. So, can I? Yeah, I'm gonna try to roll this here. Hello, Felice. How are you doing? Let's test out the ramming capabilities. Not that great. Maybe more. We do find that Felice kill as well. 5k out of this. Pretty happy. Already a good game. Everything past this point is simply a bonus to already in excellent WoT in battle. AMX CDA at the back. He's gonna go past the rails again. No, what is he hiding behind? You gonna run, buddy? A difficult shot. Maybe. I'll use my boosters to... Oof. Get shut down by the looks of things. See if I actually make her cross. I was hoping for something that's most likely and most of the time not gonna happen. Ooh. Hello, mister. I hope you've been having an enjoyable game in WoT today. I think he might aggro. He looks like he's gonna aggro. I mean, it's a chart for tour. When do they not aggro? The moment you've aggroed a chart for tour, it's when you know your life is about to end. He has 4 shells, and he's not afraid to use them. Okay, that was my bad. That was my bad for dying. That was my bad altogether. I mean, looking at it, we had a pretty good game with 6.3k damage ending it off. So all in all, pretty happy with this. I'm gonna be honest, I did not really enjoy playing this tank as the final conclusion of it. It felt really weird. I feel like I don't have enough boosters to really use what gameplay aspect they want me to do with it. Redeeming factor of this only feels like the 440 alpha and how fast it is in speedy mode. I don't really see anything else. Alright gamers, I hope you guys enjoyed the review on the DZ. I can say that this was a weird tank for me, but you can have some pretty good games on it nonetheless. And I think it will perform. It's an interesting one with these short burst rockets. Wasn't that bad at all, I would say. Wasn't amazing, but definitely did not feel bad.